I've been using found objects in my work for a long time, and I moved to London, UK about 6 years ago. Every time I would come home, I would collect a lot more local found objects and mementos. And I'd had a bit of an arrangement with Loyalist City Coin and Books where they would save all of their negatives and the snapshots and the really sort of personal photographs that they didn't feel like they could sell. And so after I'd moved away, I'd been gone for about a year, and I came back in the summer for a visit and popped in, and they'd been hanging on to this Moyer's chocolate box, which was just full of mid-last century negatives. And the shopkeeper kind of gave me the box and said, it was basically commercially worthless. And so I've become this bizarre keeper of other people's forgotten family histories. I think it's a special position to be in, to kind of use these things as a catalyst for new ideas or for helping, in a way, other people think about their own sense of belonging or, build their own narratives from them. My name is Amy Ash. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, and I live and work in St. John, New Brunswick. I work through a wide variety of media. I often use traditional forms of making, like painting and drawing. And then I also have a vein of my practice, which is shared or collaborative, where I do a lot of workshops and design learning projects. A shared geometry is a collaboration between myself, George Street Middle School in Fredericton, and Brilliant Labs. What's going on here?
So this is
We're each starting with a pentagon-shaped tile. We'll have these sort of very personal objects, and then we're connecting them all to make a bit of a geometry garden. You can put it up in here to make sure that you're done with it. So the idea is that we kind of all fit together and to demonstrate the community and kind of the personal cosmology, but then the broader context. I love these little trails that kind of go through. Even if I'm working with a group of young people, I try and let them, lead as well. And I'm not, for the most part, standing at the front of the room like orating or anything. We're kind of working together on something. I make a bit of work, they make a bit of work. We all have ideas, we share them. It looks really nice from that side, which is neat because it was originally the back, wasn't it? So the thing about collaboration that really appeals to me is that everybody is both sort of a teacher and a learner at different points. So it sort of disrupts those hierarchies just a little bit. And it does fuel my other projects as well, like my more kind of studio-based projects. It's been really refreshing to work with a group of young people who are so diverse and articulate and kind, and who've had such great ideas about the way that their community works in the school. Ultimately, I think working with people or recognizing that you're drawing inspiration from other sources and that your work is responding to the world around you is much more rewarding. For me, it brings me out of my comfort zone, which is very often where the best things kind of happen and where you learn the most. So I think that idea, I'm sure there maybe are people who still spend all of their time in their studio by themselves. But my practice is very much about me being out as well and bringing back and then taking things out of my studio into the world. And it's about this sort of push and pull. I think that art is a really important tool to help us engage with the world around us, to make new and maybe unusual connections, and to guide us to a better understanding of our communities, ourselves, to notice things that we might otherwise have walked by, and to discover.